Welcome to Sports Card Talk with RalphieBoy and Gym Class Cards.
Christmas time, baby. Let's go.
Christmas time. Let's go. So today, welcome back to Sports Card Teachers. First of all, we are going to be talking about eBay today. We're going to be talking about selling, not so much buying, but pretty much selling. eBay is where it's at.
It's where it's at.
Place to be, yes, it's the place to be.
For being honest, we love the card shows. I still like a little bit of Facebook Marketplace. I still like a little Mercari.
Yeah, I don't like the 13%,
No.
but it's giving you protection. It's a billion eyes on your inventory.
International.
International. It's quick. It's easy. You are protected.
You're protected.
More so than anywhere else. eBay's king.
We've been saying that for the longest time. We try different things, but it always comes back to
It's
eBay.
eBay.
So we're going to go over 4 tips or just some thoughts to think about as maybe you're thinking about listing your cards on eBay. We want to help you out. That's what this community is all about. So we want to talk about what's been successful, what has worked, what hasn't worked for us. So first, we're getting into you're listing a card. Okay, time of the week, day of the week. What are you thinking is the best way, best time, best days to have your auction go off?
Or let's talk days. You're a big Saturday, Sunday guy, right?
I do kind of like it, but you're making, we were talking about this, you make some good points here.
I think everyone and their brothers end in auctions on Saturdays and Sundays. I think there's a lot of cards you're competing with.
Too much, overcrowded.
Yeah. And
Traffic is insane.
Friday and Saturday, I don't feel like I'm selling as many cards. I do better on a Tuesday than I do on a Friday. Guaranteed.
Better on a Tuesday than a Friday.
Guaranteed. Competition, you're coming home from work, you're at home after a work day, hanging out, Monday night watching Monday Night Football, watching Thursday Night Football. You're not at some soccer event with your kids all day or family coming over for dinner on a Saturday night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's where people are getting their phones out and they're scrolling through trying to buy something.
That's true. It's a good point.
So I think ending auctions, I'm fine ending auctions on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll still do Sundays. I have gotten away from Fridays, and I'll do a little bit on Saturday, but I gotta tell you, man, Saturdays, I'm not feeling it
yeah,
as much.
that's
me.
That makes complete sense. And I'm also thinking too, like on Saturday night, there's college football and people are going to be glued to the TV and not going to be checking their auctions, not going to be checking, maybe their phones as much if there's not really a whole lot on TV or whatever other people are doing at night, or they're going to be out on the weekends, so they're going to not be on their phones as much. So those are good points. Let's talk about the time now. We've said the days. Time of the day, are we talking evening? Is evening where we need to be?
I think earliest for me, weekday, all right? So Monday through Friday. Weekday, I would say the earliest, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, right? That's gonna be the earliest for me. I don't even like the 6 o'clock. I usually set mine at 7 o'clock minimum for East Coast. Remember, that's 3 o'clock West Coast, right? 4 hours, right? So, I don't know. So I like the 7 o'clock for during the week. And I've gotten better at not being afraid to end auctions 11 p.m. midnight Eastern to get that 9 o'clock hour, even 1 a.m. If you have a card, either Jackson Merrill's,
San Diego.
a couple of when we were doing the Otanis, even though that's international, but international. So you never know. So I was trying to end a lot of those late. Getting West Coast involved 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. You got to get West Coast happy hour done so they can buy your stuff, right?
That's exactly right.
I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
West Coast, have a couple of drinks, get that.
That makes complete
RalphieBoy
sense.
cards, yeah.
So we've hit on the time and days. Let's now go into the auction starting price. This is one that I have started out listing things at where I think the price is going to end up, and I've found out that's a mistake. If you start your auction price at too high of a price, you don't get eyes, and you don't get people hitting the like button or on the watch list because it's already too high. It doesn't give them a chance at getting a good deal. So where are you starting what do you think the best thing to do to start your prices at?
So let's start with raw cards.
Start with raw.
Okay, so $8.99.
Yep. Because your shipping is going to be, we do shipping $1.11 typically on raw cards as long as it ends up lower than $20.
Right. I mean, 99 cents, I'm okay with it. Now, if there's a crazy hype, right? I remember last year I had a lot of CJ Stroud Raws that I was getting rid of, and it's right peak hype, season. I was starting those a little bit heavier, maybe $4.99, and it was getting me where I wanted to be.
Yeah.
But if it's a card that people want, but it's not over the top with the hype, I'm fine with 99 cents. Raw cards.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my problem with the 99 cent. When you start looking at graded cards,
Yep.
and you always have that seller that decides to end auctions 3 to 5 minutes apart, starting each one at 99 cents. So there are 7 of the same card going off, squeezed within a 3-hour period. And now the last sales on all those cards are way underneath what they should be.
Ruins the market.
It ruins the market, man.
What are you trying to do? Ruin the market?
It ruins it, sometimes by $20, right? Because you're just ending these auctions too close together. So if you're going to do the 99-cent thing with graded, I have no issues with that. You really should be spreading that out for your own bottom line and for all of ours, right? Help us out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, be part of the team here. We're all trying to sell cards
Yep.
to get a certain value. I mean, we're flipping cards to get the most value for them. We're shooting ourselves in the foot when we're doing that.
So if you have multiple cards, how many of those would you list? Would you have go off in the same day? Max 2 or 3?
Max 2. Graded?
Yeah.
Max 2. Spread out. 7 midnight. 7,
Yep.
11 p.m. Except for Sundays.
Yep.
1 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
5 p.m., 9 p.m. That I'm okay with. I think you're going to get a lot of eyes doing it that way.
So the big takeaway here is do not list same card. If you have multiple of it, one every 10 minutes.
I've seen even less than that. I've seen them. Oh my goodness. You almost just feel like reaching out and saying, dude, you just killed the entire. We literally been waiting for 2 months to get these back from PSA. Got them back, listed them, and there you go. Just dropping everyone's value by $25. Kill it.
We could probably call these people out right now, but
We should do a show just on those people. We're going to do that.
Should.
We're doing a show on
calling people out.
eBay dummies. We're going to call it eBay dummies.
I like that.
Dummies.
Let's go.
Let's do that soon.
Perfect.
Let's do that soon. All right, let's get into listings now. This is a big part because you want to draw your audience to your auction.
Yep.
So let's talk about pictures. When you're listing a card, raw or graded, what's your process for pictures?
I use, well, if it's a graded card, and I like to get mine right away, as soon as I get my grades, I'll use PSA's pictures a lot of times. I'll use them because I can get it listed, start an auction. I know the slabs are coming in 5 days. I go ahead and get them out there because I want to get them out quick. As soon as we get them, let's get them out.
Yep.
So I'll use those pictures. But for everything else, if it's in hand, I make sure I take a picture of the card out of its top loader, if it's a raw card, out of its top loader. I want everyone to see front and back, not hidden behind penny sleeves, not in the top loader, not one picture that is random and then I'm selling 50 of them. If a pre-sale, yes, because you have to do that. But if you're not pre-saling and you have it in hand, I want them to see the card that that's just how
And I fully agree with you. I sometimes get lazy and want
Yeah.
to just pump stuff out. And sometimes I don't do that, but then I regret it because I do have issues sometimes.
sometimes if someone comes back.
So if you do that, if you got multiple cards, how do you remember that this card was for this auction? This card was for this auction.
I use a little letter. So at the end of the list, I'll say, hey.
And then you mark that on your
And then I
top
take a
loader.
little sticky.
Yep.
A,
Put that on there.
B.
Easy.
That's how I do it.
And I help to stay
And
organized.
again, we're not selling raw cards by now much. So you're selling them auctions, so you have to have individual listings. You're only selling buy now raw cards, I think anyways, if you're pre-selling the card before it gets there, right? Which we like to do, right? It's a good practice. It allows us to move some inventory before we get it, take a little risk away in case something happens to the player. Oh no, towards knee, we're stuck with 75 raw cards. We can move some of them a little bit before that. So I really like the auction. I take pictures of each one, A, B, C. I've had so many raw cards that I'm like triple A, triple B, triple C, right? With some of the Wembies, we're just going up and moving them. And not every raw card I sell. I sell good raw cards. You do too. Like, I think there's something out there that people think that if you're grading cards, that every raw card you have, it must be junk. Well, that's just a crock.
Yep.
Do people realize how expensive it is to grade cards?
Right.
I can't afford to grade 50 cards. No way.
No.
It's not what's happening. I'll pull a couple out that I want to grade, and the rest, man, hey, there's a lot of good gradable cards. That's mine anyways. That's how you guys do it.
So one other thing with taking pictures, because I know this is a problem of mine, I get glares. So I don't know if you do it. Sometimes I get those little holders and I'll place it on the holder. That way the light
It's a good practice.
isn't shining on it as much, but I can still get a nice horizontal view of the picture.
It's a good view. I found a spot in my kitchen table, which is white.
Yep.
And I use it because there's no glare. And I'm afraid to get away from it.
You have natural light?
With some
huge.
glass. And that's natural light's huge. You don't need the artificial.
No.
Natural's really good. A little bit artificial, just brighten it up enough that they can check for print lines and pockmarks and corners and all that good stuff. But you don't need a crazy layering. That's terrible. So I'm with you on that one.
Description. We'll continue with listings real quickly. We have 2 more things to talk about. Let's talk about descriptions. What do you include in your descriptions? What do you think is important to include in descriptions whenever you're listing?
One thing that I've got in the beginning when I was doing this, I would write things like clean. Well,
Clean to you.
it's clean to me, right? I mean, and I get away from trying to tell people that this might be a 10. It very well could be. And I have a lot of 10s that I sell raw, potential 10s that I think could be 10s. But I got away from doing that. The description says near mint or better. That's the card that is out there. You're giving them pictures outside of top loaders so they can see issues. And I answer any questions, right?
Yep.
So in my description, I got away from saying things like clean. I am making sure I am aware with pre-sale. In my description, I make sure everyone understands it's a pre-sale, even though it says pre-sale. And it might be a handling time of 30 to 40 days, depending on when Panini gets them to me or someone else gets them to me. So make sure I put that in my description as well. I do not use AI.
Same. I used to do that. No.
It's so screwed by AI.
It doesn't sound like a human.
Is that helping you sell a card?
I don't even know that it's even saving you that much time.
No.
There, so. AI is good for some things, though. Not that.
No.
All right, so I think we hit enough on the listings.
Yeah.
Let's get down to our last topic or tip for selling on eBay, which is shipping. This is where I've done some things a little bit different than you. Let's talk about the raw cards first. I'm not afraid to send multiple cards in a plain white envelope.
I think the most you can get is 2, right?
Done 3
If you
before.
squeeze 3, that's great.
I go space them out so they fill out the whole envelope, so they're not stacked all straight. That's just for me. I know you might not like that.
I just now, for the first time ever, put 2 cards in it. That's the first time I've ever done it. But now I put a little piece of cardboard around mine. I'm anal when it comes to shipping, man. You know me.
Now, when you
probably do too much.
When you
but
put cardboard in it, are we
Thin,
talking?
thin.
So we're talking from a box, a used box,
it's
a card box.
Cereal box is too thick. I try to get thinner than that. Cracker boxes, anything.
Yep.
A little bit flimsy, just to protect a little bit more. And I tape it, and then I can plug it in that white envelope, and it stays thin enough that USPS will accept it. You gotta watch your thickness on those. You can't stack them. It's coming back to you. It's gotta run through the machine, right? You gotta be careful there. So I try to do just 1. The reason I'm doing 2, and this is a point I wanna make with this, is I get nailed when I'm doing pre-sale and I'm selling a lot of cards, and I have it set up so that you're paying $1.11 for shipping, and every additional card after that, you're paying $1.11. So if you buy 4 cards from me, I'm fine. I'm sending it USPS ground, $4 to $5, I'm covered. But if you buy 2 cards from me, you've only given me $2.22 shipping. I got to figure out how I'm getting that in an eBay white envelope, or take the $2.50 hit on shipping by taking it and doing the ground, which I did for a long time. So that's why I tried the 2 to see if this works out. 3, I'll probably just take the $1 hit and send it ground. You can change the additional card cost when you go into your preferences. So I could charge $2.99 for additional cards and cover that.
Yep.
But then if you buy 10 cards from me, you're paying $25 in shipping, and it's only going to cost me $4 to ship, and I'm going to have to give you a refund anyways. And I think that scares people off. They see, how do I know this guy's going to give me a combined shipping refund? I'm fearful. So that's a tough one. That's just one of those loopholes that just become a real issue.
And you have to set that before you list the card.
Now eBay's changed it, remember, with shipping. Now you have to have shipping preferences. Instead of when you go to free shipping, or if you go to $1.11 or UPS ground, you can do all that. Now they only show you the preferences that you've already made. And you have to title it. So I have a pre-sale, raw card, graded card. And it comes up with the shipping that so if you want to, I just had to make another one just to offer free shipping, because I didn't have one of those set up. So that's different. You have to go back in and do that as well. That's a big difference, because it's about the handling time, right?
Yeah.
eBay wants to put the wraps on the amount of handling time for this. So if you're selling a pre-sale card, you better make sure you set your handling time to 30 to 40 days, or you're going to get hit with a late warning, and it's going to impact your seller rating. So you can drop from top seller to whatever the next one is.
You don't want that.
You don't want that. So those things I've been really dealing, as you can tell, I've been dealing with a lot of shipping issues over the
I've
last.
seen you on the phone a couple times.
I've been on with eBay trying to figure out how to do it. I think I got it figured out.
And I charge $1.11 for a plain white envelope.
Yeah.
What do you say on the same
$1.11.
page? $1.11. And have you had, I know some people are scared to send things in envelope, cards, plain envelope. Have you had any issues? I haven't.
No, you can
I don't think I've ever
I
had.
mean, some get lost. It happens more frequently than, say, USPS ground by far, but I don't lose a lot of them. It's not a high rate. And in fact, I think there's a video that we still have out there on how you can, that we have on our line, where you can get your money back on losing raw cards.
I'll put that link in the description of that video.
You can actually claim those.
So anytime you lose a card in the mail, the buyer says they didn't get it, you didn't get it back to you.
You can claim that.
You can get your money back.
Yeah.
It wasn't too hard,
No.
but as long as you watch the video. But all right, so then let's talk about the last thing. Let's wrap this up. Let's talk about the graded cards. I have been staying with setting my shipping at $4.99. I use a pink, I love my pink envelopes. Pinkies. $4.99. I think it's like 7x5 size.
The bubble envelopes.
Bubble envelopes.
Lines, yeah.
I wrap it with some bubble wrap. Quick little layer, bubble wrap. Slide it in. Do you add anything else to yours, or do you put cardboard in that at all too? No. And I haven't had.
I put a little bit of cardboard if there's a stack of raw cards that I gotta send USB. But with graded bubble wrap, like you, into the bubble mailer. I do one piece of tape across the back because I'm anal. You probably just use the.
I used to. Now I just
you strip it down, man. I love it. I should follow your lead on that. One piece of tape, and then we have laser printers.
And that's what I want to talk about. I will show you guys a laser printer. If you are selling anything, even if you're not selling cards, if you're selling anything in the mail, you need to get a laser printer.
Game changer.
It's the best thing that you could do. It might cost you about $100,
Yeah.
but you can always buy an ink for your printer. You have to waste time cutting out the label.
It's
With this, boom, peel it off, slap it on. It is so nice, so easy, and it uses heat, so it never is gonna. You don't have to refill it with ink, and it's just been a game changer for me.
No, and the actual printed, I'll use the term paper. It's relatively cheap when you look at it per slice, per mail. It's not expensive at all.
No,
You get it in bulk.
it's definitely the way to go. And you go $4.99.
I gotta tell you, man, it's getting sketchy at $4.99. You need to cover your mailer, you need to cover your bubble wrap, you need to cover your tape. All that needs to come in your shipping costs. You can't take losses on material. So at $4.99, and I'm sending a graded card to Cali, I'm almost at $4.99. That's high fours.
Yep.
So I'm debating whether to just bump it to $5.25. I like that $4.99. I just think people look at shipping.
It's huge. All right. Well, I think that covered a lot. Is there anything else you want to cover with anything that we do on eBay and
No,
just helping people?
no, Christmas though.
Christmas.
What are you hoping for Christmas?
Love a mega. I'd love to rip
Dude,
something,
isn't
man.
it crazy? I tell my family I want eBay gift cards. I don't know if Panini has gift cards, but I want one.
Panini gift card.
If they don't, give me cash so I can
How about Topps gift cards? Go.
give me
Take
some Fanatics. That's all I say. Family, if you're listening, eBay gift cards, Panini gift cards, or just straight cash, please, that I can buy cards with. I love it.
I'm with you on that. It's great. So anyway, hey, thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you aren't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. We're getting close to 1,000. So close.
Appreciate it.
Please do that. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and we appreciate you guys. Let us know if there's any videos, any topics you want us to cover, and we'll see you in the next video.
Happy holidays.